Hey there, HHD students. My name is Andy. I'm a VC Health and Human Development teacher. In this short video, we're going to look at what do I need to know about Sustainable Development Goal number 3. So from the study design, you can see here, I have listed the key skill related to the key knowledge point about the key features of SDG 3. So you can see the key skill mentions that you need to be able to describe the key features of SDG 3 and analyze its relationships with other SDGs in collaborative approaches to improving health and well-being and human development globally. So I think you can take from that obviously you need to know the different key features of SDG 3 and be able to describe them. And then you need to be able to link that to the other SDGs that are mentioned as part of the study design. And we'll look at that in a separate video coming up, but also how each of these SDGs, including SDG 3 and the key features, could improve health and well-being and human development globally. And we've done previous videos on what it means when you see that term globally in a question. So let's go through and look at SDG 3. So you might have heard that there is a full name and also the shortened name of all of the SDGs. So for SDG 3, the full name is Ensure Healthy Lives and Promote Wellbeing for All at All Ages. But you are okay in your SACs and then of your exam just to reference the shortened name, which is Good Health and Wellbeing. And so that's the same for all of the SDGs. You can go with the shortened name. So that will hopefully help you in terms of remembering each of the names of those SDGs. Obviously, it's also good to know the number and have that correct, okay? But the name is the most important part. So then what does this term key features mean? And so each goal has what's referred to as targets. So these are the things that we're trying to achieve by 2030, okay, for each of the SDGs. And so these targets essentially are the key features, okay, of each goal. And so if you do look at the whole targets that are in most resources and online, you can see that they are quite detailed. But what you essentially need to know, okay, as the key features is not necessarily the statistics, okay, that are associated with the targets, but the overall, I guess, specific aspects of each of these targets, because they are the key features. And so we'll look at those for SDG 3 in a moment. You can see there are 13 targets or key features, so they are quite a lot, and I do recommend that you know all of them for SDG 3. So there is quite a lot to know for this particular SDG. And so this is what you'd be expected to be referring to when answering a question about this SDG, referring to these key features. So we'll look at those in a second. Before we dive into that, I just thought I'd let you know that I'm running 3 exam revision lectures for HHD coming up across September and October. So I'm running those for the organisation ACE. So you can see here the dates and times that are available for each of these sessions, which will run online, so you can join from anywhere in the state. So in these sessions, I'll go over different exam strategies and advice, including for the extended response question in the exam. We'll cover the most important key content and skills leading up to the exam, and you'll get a set of notes posted out with free shipping if you book a place. And there's currently an early bird booking period available where you can save up to 30% if you combine HHD with other subjects available like English and psychology, etc. So if you head to book.acevc.com, you can find more information about that. So these are the key features, okay, of SDG 3. So often they're kind of grouped into actions and outcomes, okay, because some of the things that are key features are, I guess, actions, okay, that we're trying to implement that will lead, okay, hopefully to some of these particular outcomes. So you don't necessarily need to remember them as actions or outcomes, but sometimes it can just help you in your mind, okay, to think about how sort of these different key features of SDG 3 can be, I guess, classified. And so I'm not going to go through every single one of them here, but I just want to highlight what I was talking about before, that if you look at, I guess, textbook resources and online, you'll see that when you look at the targets, they essentially are, okay, for SDG 3, all of these things that are listed here, but the statistics and data has kind of been stripped out of them when it comes to the key features, okay? So for example, you can see over here, reduced maternal mortality is a key feature, okay? So that's what we're trying to do, but for that particular goal, there's obviously some data and information, okay, related to what this specific outcome is that we're trying to achieve by 2030, but you don't have to remember all of that. You just need to essentially remember that that's a key feature. So for all of these different key features here, okay, I would go through and make sure that you know, okay, this sort of general description, but then you could maybe write a sentence or two about what is trying to be done, okay, to essentially achieve this key feature here. And so the reason for that is that in a past exam a couple of years ago, okay, they picked out a particular key feature and focused on a specific example of a condition within it. So there was a question about neglected tropical diseases. And so I think that just demonstrates that the questions in the exam, okay, and maybe your SACs won't always necessarily just be open-ended questions where you can choose whatever key feature of SDG 3 you're going to include in your answer. They might ask you about a specific key feature. So you should know each of these, okay, and know a couple of sentences about them and what they're trying to, I guess, achieve as part of SDG 3. And so that will also help you, okay, when you come across a question like this, because as I said before, when a question refers to, okay, any of the SDGs, including SDG 3, you're expected, okay, to show your depth of knowledge about that SDG by referring to the key features, okay, of that particular goal. So you can see here was a question, okay, from 2022 that was worth 6 marks, and it asks you to use examples to analyze how the achievement of SDG 3, good health and well-being, so there's that short name I was talking about, and SDG 1, no poverty, are interrelated. And so as part of your answer here, you can't just keep referring back to generally the name of the SDG. So you can't say if people achieve good health and well-being, because it doesn't show a depth of knowledge, okay, about the SDG. You have to refer back to key features, like if you achieve SDG 3, such as reducing maternal mortality, then go on and link that to how that might be related to, say, something to do with no poverty, etc. So we have done a previous video on how you can connect SDG 3 to other SDGs, okay, in Unit 4. So if you go back and have a look at that, it'll give you some more information about what I'm talking about when it comes to answering a question like this. But really what I wanted to emphasize in this video here is that those key features and knowing those in a bit of depth, okay, is really important. So make sure that you're sort of digging deep into SDG 3, okay, and know each of those really well, because that will help you to stand out in your SACs in the end of your exam. Okay, just a reminder, if you're on YouTube, you can subscribe with the button in the bottom corner of the video there. There's over 180 content videos, SAC and exam tips available, and new ones will be coming out each week during the year this year, especially in the lead up to the exam. You can also head to our website. We've got our free student newsletter. If you're studying units 3 and 4, if you just scroll to the bottom of the page there, so at the hrh.net.au, you can sign up. There's also other opportunities for teachers and students on our website and our social media links if you'd like to follow us and get alerts to other opportunities. Okay, thanks so much.